Hello and welcome back, or welcome to the channel if you're new. In today's video, I thought I would be doing something slightly different than I have in the past, which is just crochet tutorials. But with the holidays approaching fast, I thought it would be a good idea to put together a gift guide for crochet holiday gifts. So in this video, I will be going over many different patterns, starting from clothing, home decor, and then a bunch of miscellaneous things. And I tried to only include patterns that were relatively easy to make and quite fast, so there will be a few that take anywhere between 1 and 3 hours. I also included some patterns that may take slightly longer to make, and the reasoning behind that was that perhaps there are people out there who have just maybe one more person that they want to make a gift for, so these seem like the perfect choices. All the links will be down in the description below, and let's get started. So I will be starting with the clothing items. The first category are scarves. Scarves are really easy to make, really straightforward, especially if you get the pattern where it's a one row repeat and maybe you change colors, or maybe you just keep it consistent throughout and then it's even easier. And the first pattern that I have is the Easy Crochet Scarf Supersized and Color Blocked from the Loophole Fox. So this pattern only uses a single crochet and a double crochet and 3 different color yarns. I'll have images on the screen throughout the video showing the finished product. But yeah, that's the first scarf. And I have 2 more scarves which are kind of a bit of a shameless self-plug, and those include 2 of my own videos. One is a 1 row repeat scarf tutorial using the pig stitch, and then the other one is another easy tutorial that you can make in under 2 hours using the Suzette stitch, which is a very beginner friendly stitch because it's a combination of the single crochet and the double crochet. So moving on to the next section, because I have a lot on my list and this video would be way too long otherwise. So the next section is all about beanies. The first one is the 1.5 hours beanie from the Make and Do crew. And this one is perfect for beginners. It has a step-by-step tutorial as well as the different measurements for children versus adults versus teenagers. And it also has a lot of variations, so you can do different color blocks, or you could change up the stitch, maybe work it in the back loop only or the front loop only, or work it under both stitches. And the reason why this is a perfect beginner project as well is because it uses the double crochet only, but of course you can experiment with different stitches and just sort of follow this tutorial if you want to change it around. Second beanie that I have selected is the Peanut Butter Cookie Hat by Drops Design, and this one just looks really cute and cozy, and I love the colors, which contributed to me selecting this one. But this one might be perhaps slightly more complex because it does involve decreasing, but if you don't know how to decrease, so if you're a beginner and you want to learn about decreasing, then this would be a perfect project to learn it and then also have a gift for a loved one at the end. And the next 2 beanies that I have are also from Drops Design. The next one is Stina, and it's a beanie that is worked from the top down using treble crochets. It looks fairly simple for a beginner. Again, if you don't know how to do the treble crochet, it's a good opportunity to learn a new stitch. And I just love the color combinations that they had in the image on their website. I thought it looked really good. And then last but not least is the cardamom hat, which is not really a beanie, I suppose. It's more of a, gives me 1920s hat kind of vibes, but it looks so soft and so comfortable that I could not resist not including it. This one is also slightly more complicated because it does involve increasing, so again, a good opportunity to learn how to increase if you don't know how to do that. But otherwise it looks like a really cute project. Also, I'm sorry if you can hear my cat in the background. He is a bit rowdy at the moment, but I'm hoping he will calm down a little. Alright, so let's move on to the next category, and that is mittens and gloves. We got a mix of both. The first pattern is again from Make and Do crew. It's the 3-hour chunky crochet mittens. Now these look ideal if you live, or the person that you want to give them to live in a very cold place because they're gonna keep you warm. And another cool thing about this pattern is that it's one of those crochet stitches, or it's crocheted in a way that it kind of looks as if it was knitted. Knitted items look really cool. In terms of stitches, it just uses the single crochet and the half double crochet, so again it's a great beginner project to work on. Now the next project is called the Snow Queen Mittens. Again, sort of like a fluffy yarn. So again, this pattern has instructions on how to customize the size of your mitten depending on whoever you're making it for. In terms of stitches, again it just uses the single crochet, the double crochet, and then maybe a bit slightly more complex, it uses the front post double crochet and the back post double crochet, though they're not horrible stitches, they are fairly easy to learn, there are plenty of tutorials online, so don't feel overwhelmed if you are not familiar with how to do a front post or back post stitch. Again, a good opportunity to learn a new stitch. And last but not least, in this category I have a free beginner pattern to make fingerless gloves. Now fingerless gloves are pretty cool, and also they would be a good gift for someone who lives maybe somewhere that winters are not that cold, so maybe you could use them throughout autumn, winter and spring. This is also a great pattern because it just uses the treble crochet, which is a great stitch that works up really fast. But yeah, again, they look really cute, really easy to make. So again, a perfect maybe weekend project. So let's move on to the next category. So for the next category, I kind of deliberated whether to include it or not because it's always included in the crochet Christmas gifts. It's the headband slash ear warmer patterns, and I'm personally not a fan of them, which is why I was kind of contemplating not including them. But on the other hand, they're really fast to make. Like you could probably finish one in about 1.5 hours, so they are perfect in terms of that, and they're also quite easy. So the first one that I have is the ear warmer pattern from easycrochet.com, and it has a little twist in the front which makes it look quite cute. The pattern itself in terms of stitches looks quite easy as well. Just use a single crochet and a half double crochet, so it's pretty perfect for someone who's just starting out learning how to crochet as well, and you want to make your first piece or your first wearable. It's a really quick one to make. I have another headband pattern. This one is also classed as an easy pattern, and it just uses a double crochet and a single crochet for the entirety of the pattern. So moving on to the next category, which is leg warmers. I love leg warmers. I haven't really worn them in a long time, but I do plan on making some. And the reason why I included them is because they are fairly easy to make. All you need to do is basically make a square or rectangle and then sew it together so that it fits around your leg or around the person's leg that you're gifting it to. That sounds a bit strange, but yeah. The first pattern is by Sigoni Macaroni and it's called the Slouchy Crochet Leg Warmers. This one is also a written pattern and a video pattern, which again is useful for those of you who prefer watching as opposed to reading instructions. In terms of the stitches used, it does use a single crochet, double crochet, but then also the front post and back post stitches. So again, a good opportunity to learn those if you're not familiar with them. And the other leg warmers pattern is from Be Hooked, and it is the beginner crochet leg warmers. I love the colors that the designer used to make these for the pattern. It uses double crochet only, and the result is just beautiful. I feel like it's a really nice accessory to add when you're going out and it's cold. So the next category is Christmas ornaments. Now this is where a lot of the really quick patterns will be in. The first one that I will go through is the Whistle and Ivy tree-shaped ornament. Now I don't know about you, but I'm not a huge fan of crochet ornaments, so I really struggle to find some patterns that I actually liked, and this one was probably my favorite. You would probably need, if you were to follow this tutorial exactly, you might need some beads, but you don't have to use them if you don't want to. Again, it's perfect for beginners, single crochet only, and It's really cute. So if you're looking for like a stocking filler for friends or family, this would be perfect, or even for decorating your own tree or house, or yeah. The next one is the Crochet Star Ornament pattern by One Dog Wolf. This one does use a special stitch, namely the puff stitch, but it's explained quite well in the written pattern. And it looks like something that you could work up really fast, probably in under 1 hour. So next we will get into home decor, and I'll be starting with cushion covers. And the first pattern is again from Russell and Ivy. It's the super chunky pillow. This one looks like it would work up really fast, and it looks so good. I think it would be a perfect Christmas gift. It only uses a single crochet and a double crochet, so again, beginner friendly, and it just looks really good. Moving on to the Sunshine Crochet Pillow from Top Notch. This one looks adorable, and again, this one looks pretty simple. It only uses a single crochet and then an increase, but it does look like this one might take a while to make from scratch, depending on the size of the cushion that you're going to make. Single crochet might take a little bit to work up to that size, and then depending on whether or not you would make your own pom-poms, it also might take a little bit of time. But it is a really cute pattern, and I didn't want to leave it out. The next cushion cover is the Binge Watcher Crochet Pillow Cover from Fandom Knitting and Crochet. This one again looks really cool. It has some buttons that kind of make it look a bit more stylish. In terms of stitches, it just uses a half double crochet, so fairly easy. And given that it uses super chunky yarn, it should work up fairly fast as well, which is why I included it in this video. The next one is a really cute cushion cover, and that is the Candy Heart Pillow Crochet pattern by Once Upon a Cheerio. These are so adorable. I love the pastel colors, and I feel like these would work up quite fast as well. It just uses a single crochet and then increases and decreases. Again, a perfect project to learn if you're new to crocheting, and also have a super cute gift at the end. Okay, so the next category is around baskets and bowls. So first of all, I have the 3 Little Bowls pattern by Stitchcraft. They come in 3 different sizes, from really small to larger. These look perfect for keeping things like little trinkets, maybe your keys when you enter the house, things like that. In terms of difficulty, it looks fairly easy. It uses a double crochet and then increases, single crochet, and that's about it. Moving on to the next pattern, I have the Easy Modern Crochet Storage Basket by Sigoni Macaroni. This one is slightly larger, but I imagine if you wanted to make it smaller, you could adjust the pattern and just stop increasing as you are going when you reach a size that you're happy with. This one does use a special stitch, which is the spike stitch. It's not difficult, it's really easy to learn. And then last but not least, we have the Heart-Filled Crochet Hanging Basket by Stitching Together. I thought these were very beautiful. They might take slightly longer to make than the rest because they are larger. If you were to follow this pattern specifically, you probably would have to get some handles that you would have to sew on at the end, or you could crochet your own if you can make them sturdy enough. The next category is coasters. I had to have some just because they're so quick to make. The first one being the Christmas Tree Coaster by My Crochet Space. This one is slightly more difficult, so it's recommended for intermediate skills. It uses a single crochet, double crochet, but then it has this drop down double crochet, which I have no idea what it is. So in the instruction it says insert your hook into the front loop of the stitch 2 rows below and work a double crochet. So it doesn't sound super difficult, but it might be slightly fiddly, but it does look beautiful. The next pattern is the Mosaic Coaster by Pattern Paradise. This one looks Fairly simple, just a double crochet and a single crochet and you are set. I feel like this one would look good in various colors. You could maybe make a pack of 4 using different shades of the same color, or using complementary colors, or keeping it all matching. It's up to you. But yeah, it's a really cool option. And then the last one is the boho crochet coasters by For the Frills. This one again is a written pattern as well as a video, and it just looks really good. Again, this one looks really quick to make, really easy, so I think it's perfect for a beginner, especially if you want to learn maybe how to work in the round. Good place to start. So the next category kind of includes a bunch of stuff. I labeled it rugs and mats, but it also has towels. Perhaps it might be slightly strange to give someone a rug, but I think it would be really cool if you would get like a tiny little crochet mat or rug that you can put next to your bed so your feet don't get cold when you get up in the morning. I think that would be cool. The first pattern that I have is a crochet kitchen towel from the Sprucecraft. This one is very easy, would probably work up really fast, perfect for your family. It uses the pick stitch and the single crochet. The pick stitch is very easy to learn. I made a tutorial on how to create a scarf using the pick stitch, so again I would say this is perfect for beginners. So the next one is the super chunky wool rug. This one is so cute, and you can use any sort of color combinations that you want. You could even make it in one color if that would be your preference. It looks really easy to make in terms of the stitches: single crochet, half double crochet, and double crochet. Perfect for beginners. It only uses 3 skeins of super chunky yarn, so it should work up really fast given the thickness of the yarn as well. And next I have a back knot crochet pattern. I thought this might be weird to include, but I really liked it, so I thought I would include it. It's from Easy Crochet again. It looks super soft, super fluffy. It does use a few extra things. It has a non-slip grip liner, which you would have to get if you want to include that at the bottom so it's not too slippery. And then yeah, in terms of stitches, really easy, single crochet only, perfect for beginners. The only other issue with this pattern might be the type of yarn that you use with it. If it's the fluffy, fuzzy looking yarn, it might be hard to see your stitches. You might be missing a stitch, and then the shape kind of warps, it's not straight. But again, that's just the yarn. You could replace it with something else. You could maybe use chenille yarn, which is I think a bit easier to work with in terms of seeing your stitches. And then last but not least, this one might actually take a little bit longer to make. It's the crochet pouffe or floor cushion by Delia Creates. Basically you make it out of 2 circles and 2 rectangles. There is an option for a smaller size and a larger size. For the purpose of this pattern, you might need a few extras again. The designer did actually sew and fold their own cushion, but perhaps you could buy a cushion so you don't have to make it and then just actually making the cover for it. That might save you some time, but in terms of difficulty, again, it looks quite easy. It just uses a double crochet and some pretty chunky yarn, so it should work up pretty fast. Moving on, I have a blanket pattern. It's just one pattern for a blanket, and I know what you're thinking. A blanket is not a fast project, but I came across this 4.5 hour Afghan fast crochet blanket pattern from Make and Do Crew. And I have to say, I was apprehensive because I thought it would be really difficult to finish a blanket in 4 hours, but this one actually does look doable. It looks really cute as well. It has little pom-pom kind of tassels on the ends. In terms of stitches, it looks really beginner friendly. You just have a single crochet and a double crochet. I thought I would include it in case there is someone out there who maybe wanted to make a cute blanket that can be made rather fast. So the last category that I have is the miscellaneous. This is actually my favorite because it just has a bunch of random stuff, but a bunch of random stuff that I think are pretty cool. So I don't really have, I have some subcategories in here, but not that many. The first pattern that I have here is a crochet gift card holder. I don't know if people still gift physical gift cards, but maybe if you do and you want to spruce it up, it's kind of like this really cute kind of like Santa costume looking gift card holder. And again, it's quite small, so it would be really fast to work up, and I feel like it would add like a cool personal note to the present. It just uses double crochet, single crochet, and it's adorable. You might need to do a little bit of sewing at the end for the belt from what I can see here, but adorable, worth it. The next pattern that I have is a chunky crochet stocking with plaid top. But this might be really nice for maybe a child who might be using it for years to come, or even an adult. Why not? I would use it. Again, it looks fairly easy to make. Just uses a single crochet, double crochet, and there's some decreasing, so it's not too complicated to make, and it shouldn't take a whole lot of time to complete it. But I feel like it's a special gift that you can give to someone. You can also personalize it, change the colors around, maybe don't use plaid if you don't like plaid, and yeah, I think it's a nice keepsake. Now the next two patterns that I will be going over are, I've chosen specifically in mind with people who maybe enjoy gaming or board games or tabletop games specifically, but what I had in mind was people maybe who play Dungeons and Dragons or even Magic the Gathering or any game that would require dice. And that is a simple dice or trinkets bag. And I selected two patterns for this one just because I couldn't decide between them. The first one is a simple dice or trinket bag by Sunshine Grove, and it has a cute little string that cinches it up at the top. The pattern looks really quick to make. You just need to do single crochets, increasing again, and it looks like all of them are made in a single color, but I'm sure you could have fun with color variations, maybe stripes, maybe different kinds of yarn. It could be really fun, maybe doing some embroidery, or I don't know, I'm getting carried away. But anyway, the next one is the free crochet dice bag pattern by Psychedelic Doilies. And this one has a little bit of a cute pattern going around the middle. Again, it cinches up at the top. And yeah, I feel like this would be a really cool gift for someone who really enjoys tabletop gaming or any sort of gaming. It's also sort of personal. In terms of difficulty for this one, is catered more towards intermediate skills. And the reason for that is that it uses single crochet, double crochet, but then also the front post double crochet. Now again, I don't think this is a difficult stitch to learn, but it might put some people off making it because it requires that extra step. I have another couple of sort of like random patterns that don't really fit into their own category. The first one is a crochet makeup bag. If you have a friend or family who loves makeup, or even I think this could be used as a pencil or like like a pencil case for someone who maybe studies or writes a lot. And this pattern is from Hobby. Again, in terms of colors, this one is just in plain gray, but you can have fun with many different color variations and things like that. You might need a zipper, and you might have to sew a zipper on because that's what the pattern calls for. And it might be nice for the person who receives it not to have everything fall out of their bag because they can't close it. But I suppose you could also you could try replacing it with a button or buttons, but it might not be as secure. And then the next random-ish thing is the crochet cactus pincushion from Whistle and Ivy. This one was so cute. I think it would make a really cute decoration even if the person that you're gifting it to doesn't actually want to use it as a pincushion. Maybe they're not a sewer. In terms of difficulty, this one looks pretty easy as well. It looks like it would work up really fast because of its size as well. I think this would be a cool gift for someone who sews, but also maybe for someone who really likes plants or maybe specifically cacti. Right, and we are quickly approaching the end of this video. I have just 2 categories left within the miscellaneous, which is the last category. So I guess 2 subcategories. The first one is a mix of laptop, tablet, and book sleeves, crocheted sleeves. So the first pattern that I have here is the Easy Crochet laptop case. Now I just want to mention before I get into these patterns that I don't think these are a replacement for a proper bag for your electronics. I think this should probably be used more as a, I don't know, sort of like protection if you're putting them in a bag. If you have a person in your life who carries their laptop with them everywhere, then this one is a really cute pattern. Also, it looks like it will work up really fast because it uses chunky wool. The buttons that they added on at the end, they look so good. They really finish the look of it. And in terms of stitches, it's just single crochet all the way. You're probably just going to make 2 panels, sew them together, 1 panel slightly longer so it has a flap that you can close, and then sewing on a button, and that's it. So this next pattern is a book cover, which I think is really cute if you have someone in your life who just loves reading books. It's by Mbaka Design Crochet. This is classed as an easy pattern. It just uses a single crochet and then a little button at the end if you want to add it. This one also has a video tutorial as well, and it would be really cute for someone who always carries a book around with them because it will slightly give it some sort of protection. And now for the last pattern in this category, I have the Easy Crochet Kindle cover tutorial. This also has a video tutorial. It is by Melanie Ham. For this one, if you want to add a lining on the inside, that's an option that the creator shows you how to make. I think it does add to the finished look. It makes it look more professional almost. Not that it has to look professional, but I do like the look that it gives to the project. But anyway, I'm at the end of my list. This video is probably way too long. I will make sure that all the links are down in the description below. And I hope you enjoyed it. Maybe if you found a gift that you are considering making, please leave a comment below or tag me on Instagram if you end up making it, even though none of these are my patterns except for the scarves in the beginning, which are just a wonder repeat, so not really a pattern that I created per se. But if you like this video, please consider liking it or subscribing to the channel, and I will see you with more videos hopefully soon. Bye!